So I've heard the talks, I've heard the complaints. People do not find the solo mode to be good, which, yeah, my review kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because I was pretty favorable towards the solo mode. So what we're gonna do is just do a run. Just gonna do some live commentary, just do a complete playthrough, hopefully end up killing the boss, and let you guys decide whether or not you think it's going to be impossible to do a solo run. It's honestly, I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's just going to take some time to just understand the routing and understand some of the boss's movesets, but I'll give you guys a glimpse into like my thought process and how I approach all the days and stuff. So spawning in, automatically just try and kill all the enemies directly in front of you, because they'll always end up giving you enough runes to be able to level up once, and leveling up the first time is the most important level because it gives you basically like twice as much health and like enough health to be able to just tank attacks for the first point of interest that you come across. Unfortunately, when you spawn in a shack like this one, you don't really have many opportunities of weapons. You'll get like seals though, which is obviously not that useful because we're playing with the Wylder. Just decided to pick this guy because pretty basic and simple, nothing too flashy. He is unironically one of the better characters though, for solo play specifically. Actually, overall, but yeah. Can I please interact with the Grace? Yeah, because he does get like an extra life with his passive. He gets like a get out of jail free card, and he has like a very high damaging ult and a way to traverse the map quickly, which is very much appreciated. Means I can kill things faster and get more levels. Now this is just going to be a regular fort. It's going to be a regular basic knight. Oh no, this is not a fort. This is actually one of the larger ones. Okay, so this particular fort actually does either spawn in a golem or a crystallian. Either one, they're both pretty easy to kill, but yeah, these types of pointer interest like the ruins and these little forts, they're the kind of ones that you're supposed to attack day one. Also, in this chest over here, there is a very good chance that it spawns in a stone sword key. Yes, I don't know why, but this chest, more so than anything else, just has a chance of spawning in a stone sword key. And I don't really know why. None of them else, like, really work that way. Okay, can I please make my way out of here? They trapped me perfectly. Move. Might as well just kill him. Since they're one shot, I can't lock on in this game, I suck. We're just gonna go up and kill the golem. Now, the golems, they can die pretty easily, assuming you can get a stance break. I basically have my ultimate attack. Just go use it, why not? We damaged enough trash mobs, it's gonna immediately result in a stance break in solo play. Okay, that was... Okay, thank you From Software. Okay, normally, I would just get a critical attack and he would die because a critical attack against a golem does like 70% of his health. But whatever. He dies anyway. Okay, we're just gonna go with the flamberge here. Okay, actually we'll go away so I can actually look at what I'm trying to get rid of. But yeah, as you see, like the enemies just be a bit more passive in solo play when you're fighting somebody else. They just don't really attack you. What am I get rid of? Improved chain attack finishes. It's kind of useless. Defeating enemies restores HP, fire damage negation. Get rid of that. I'm not going to be using spells anyway because the Wylder does not get that good of an interfaith scaling. Nothing here that I need. Let's go level up if we can. And then move it to the next point of interest. There is like a tornado thing that's spawning directly in front of me, but that's definitely meant for day 2. They have like a lot of health. Like honestly, kind of end of day 2. Actually, what we should be doing is going towards the churches. These are probably the most important things. So we actually might go up first to the top church. Wait, is there a... Okay, I already got that one. Yeah. Because the churches house your healing flasks, which are arguably the most important item in the game, because you don't really start off with many. As you can see, 3, and you're going to find the other 3 churches to get a total of 6, but you can get a bit more than that, and I don't really understand how sometimes, but sometimes the game just gives you more, and I haven't figured out exactly why it happens. This is a holy village? Yeah, it's a holy ruin, so it should be either Albinorix here, or... I don't know what else spawns in a holy village. Yeah, it's Albinorix. This is a pretty simple kill, so any single time you come up against these ruins, just check out what boss is there. If it's something that's pretty easy, you think you can kill, then just go ahead. Sometimes, you know, you can get things like Zamornites, which are obviously more challenging than just these larger Albinorix with a club. Because these guys can get stance broken pretty easily and staggered easily, unlike the Zamornites. But there is 3 of them here, so it can be somewhat time consuming, which is one of the challenges of solo mode. But thankfully the 2 are right next to each other here. So you have to run across the entire map just to find them. And the circles spawn directly on top of us, which honestly I did not really want. I kind of wanted the circle to be away from me so I can actually like run towards it and clear out more points of interest. Always spam your consumables when you get the chance, because you get so many consumables in this game. The game does constantly just keep throwing stuff at you. It doesn't even matter to spam them all. Can I please not die? Thank you. But yeah, as you can see, having more flasks is obviously really important, because I already have like none. So you gotta make sure that that's like one of the first things that you do, if not the first thing. Holy damage negation, add holy to the weapon. Well, I kind of do need a bow because I am going to be fighting Libra, but I might get that later. I could have more opportunities. Stance breaking is actually pretty important, so can't go wrong with that. By the way, if you are in like a particular element of Ruin that you kind of want to get a weapon of, so like if you have like a faith-based character, I recommend just trying out opening up all the chests in this particular Ruins in hopes that you do find like a holy-based weapon. Because yeah, these themed-based areas do have weapons for that particular element. And it's obviously comes in handy when you fight particular bosses, or Nightlord bosses that have a certain weakness. So, what we're playing is the Wylder, which is like a character that has like a really high quality scaling, so it doesn't really matter what we use, and he doesn't have like a good intelligence or faith scaling, so it doesn't really matter about the element. Just whatever does the highest damage is best for this guy. There really isn't anything in particular. But yeah, as you can see, you get so many opportunities to just have consumables and other random stuff. Just constantly spam them. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get another healing flask right now. So unfortunately, it's going to be like a day 2 task. I mean, I can run inside there and try and pick it up. Run inside the storm, I mean, or the rain. Would it be the worst thing? I was going to clear out this ruins instead. Let me jump. What are these? It's not a themed one, so it's either going to be... was it themed? This is a lightning-based one. Okay, cool. So it's the Beastman. Okay, I kind of want to get that golden pickled foulfoot, because when you kill a boss and just pop it, it's just going to give you a bunch more runes. So I'll just consume this for some reason. More chances of a drop rate, can't hurt anybody. Give me a backstab. They're next to each other. Perfect time for an ult. These are the only 2 bosses in this section, so... Charged heavy attack for a horizontal swipe. Get them both. Simple stuff. We're getting lots of chances to get bows, but I would like to go with the stamina cost. Because I'm only going to use a bow to clear out the sigils that spawn in the boss fight. You'll see it later. If I end up making it to day 3, which I should. I've played this game enough times. What do I have now? I do have a poison-based weapon. I should be using my flamberge. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. That's gonna just do more damage and actually get bleed. So that's pretty handy. We do have a stone sword key. I forgot about that. So you can actually go picked up... Now, Ever Jails and like field bosses and the middle building are kind of meant for day 2. So I don't really do them for day 1. But you can do them like towards the end, and it depends on the boss. So I can just consume this stone sword key and see what this boss is. If it's something simple, I can fight it. If not, I can come back in day 2. Because it's always going to be here. Even if I do damage to it, it's going to come back here. I have a parrying shield, and I'm fighting a Crucible Knight. It was meant to be. Okay, monkey, can you please go away? Let me parry the boss. Now, Everdales are actually pretty good, because they're always like guaranteed to give you like something to do with runes. So either like a handful of runes or like more negation. Did I just parry the boss and the weapon hit? I've never seen that in my life. I just parried the boss and the backward swing of the sword hit the monkey and he died. I just killed a monkey because I parried someone. I think that's what happens. I might be wrong. But the thing is, if you die to bosses in this game, they're still going to have the exact same amount of health. So it's not like an Elden Ring or a Dark Souls I could have healed there, but you know, I was being greedy. I was confident. But they don't get like their health back when you end up dying. So you end up just losing a level, but when you drop your runes, oh, these are both really good. Gradual flask, restoration by a flask. So what this actually does, it makes it like gradually heal over time, like in Dark Souls 2, but it does give you a lot more healing. Or 20,000 runes, which early game is actually huge. I can easily get to like level 6 or 7 at the end of the first day, which is like unheard of. I'll go with the better healing though. I'd rather have the better healing because like it's only going to make the day 1 a bit easier. The day 2 is not going to be that different. I might end up getting like 1 extra level, but I'd rather have the better healing. Is there another place that I haven't been to? This place. That's okay. And there's one area up there too. We can go up there later. If we have enough time. We probably won't have enough time. The circle might close in after this boss. Now, is it going to be another golem here? Yeah, another golem. That's whatever. This one's laying on the ground, so I have time to get charged heavy attacks off. And then a few charged heavy attacks should stance break. One more, maybe? Okay. Light attack? Yeah. There we go. Should have been 3 charged heavy attacks. And he should die to this critical attack. Yeah. That's why you try to stance break golems, because you just do high crit damage every single time. Go away. Shut up. Inseparable sword, improved attack, change finishes, Vow of the Indomitable. I don't really need a shield, honestly. And let's replace this torch because it's the exact same buff. And I know it's not even that good of a buff anyway, because I'm not really... There's not many opportunities where you're actually getting your last light attack off. And just to boost a last light attack damage by a little bit. Not the greatest buff in the world. But yeah, if you didn't know, as long as you have the weapon equipped, you just gain that buffed. You don't even have to just have it in your hand. As long as it's sitting in your inventory. So I guess that's not really equipped. But you get the idea. I do have time to kill something else, but like I basically cleared out all the ruins that's around here. That's kind of why I didn't want to be inside of the circle, because I like to progress my way towards it, so I actually have some stuff to do while it's closing in, and not just like wait around. So I got basically 2 like useless talismans. Well, the Bulgur's talisman is not too bad. It's good for like tanking attacks of trash mobs. But that's about it. And it is a percentage boost, so it's only really going to be good against or with characters that actually have a decent amount of poise, which thankfully the Wylder does get a bit. I guess I'll just kill like a bunch of enemies around here. Because we have time before that circle closes in. To probably clear out like an entire extra camp. Not anymore, but we had the time. But we'll just spend it just killing random trash mobs. I should have been able to level up another time, maybe. Might need about 30,000, but there's no grace nearby, so... Improved guarding ability. Not going to be blocking anyway. Another scarab. Give me something good, please. There's also a chance that you get multiple the same types of talismans per run. I don't know why it just ends up being that way. Like, some scarabs just drop the same thing. There's like a select pool, I guess. I don't really know why this is the case. But what did I even get here? Poison. It's resist to everything. That's cool. That's cool. Now, the fingers here. I think the Centipede Demon spawns after this boss fight, I believe. Which Centipede Demon is honestly one of the easier fights. So, not going to be the best showcase of multiplayer. I can use this. I have fire grease. These guys are weaker to fire damage. Can you please bleed and get hit with fire? Thank you. So I gotta use a random warming stone. Top myself up before the boss spawns in. Is there someone alive? Oh no, the storm's still closing in, that's why. The boss hasn't spawned in yet. That's okay. I've got to make sure to use my gold pickled foulfoot before the boss dies. Or like as he dies at least. Try and go to a stance break first and then use my critical attack afterwards, or my skill afterwards. Because there's no point trying to use your skill when a boss is about to be stance broken. But yeah, this boss is like, yeah, pretty easy to kill. Like some challenging bosses that you can get would be like a Deathrite bird. A Revenant is really bad as well. Like, when I've had times where I've had like a Deathless bird and a Revenant in one run and I still haven't died. But like, they're still like the most challenging fights. And also a Crucible Knight into a Hippo duo. That one can be pretty challenging too. Now I can use my ultimate. Please let me use my ultimate. Thank you. I'm not in position to get a critical attack. We're good. I could have actually picked up a Wending Grace, which actually gives me a self-revive. But there's no point picking it up day one, because if you're dying in the first day, it doesn't really matter. You kind of want to save your extra lives for day 2 and day 3. So we'll go pick it up after this, because they cost 10,000 runes anyway, and that's pretty expensive for early game. Improved dodging, getting better iframes. You cannot go wrong with that. Survivability is the best ability in the game. Anything that improves your dodging, gives you better healing, better damage negation. Those are like the most valuable things. Unless you have like a really like broken ability. I don't know why I'm waiting around for the storm in this run. It does damage to you, but like by the time that it goes away, you can be like next to a Grace anyway. Lets you have a head start. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is hit up that tree so we can go pick up these other churches. Now this should take me directly, it's gonna take me directly over this, right? Yeah. And I can go hit up that tornado and fight those NPCs. I'm at level 8, which is not too bad. I'm still gonna get melted by the NPCs in that tornado. But I do get a decent amount of rewards. And the other church is actually like middle, so the chances of that church being in the circle is pretty high. And typically the second circle always spawns on like the opposite side. I'm gonna mess around with it. I don't want to actually kill the boss in this area because it's gonna be like 3 Lendel Knights and they're gonna be like higher leveled as well. I have exactly 10,000 runes, so I can actually go buy this. Almost exactly 10,000 runes. Get my extra life now. So if I walk inside here, it should spawn in the NPCs, right? Yeah, they're right there. Seems like it's an Iron Eye and a Recluse, maybe? But as you see, like, these enemies have a lot of health. It is an Iron Eye and Recluse, and they're like walking together. Oh, dodging projectile attacks, my favorite. I just lost my passive effect. See, if I wasn't playing the Wylder, I would have just died there. Honestly, it's not worth it. If it wasn't 2 projectile spammers, then I probably would have done it, but 2 projectile spammers, no. That's not gonna work out. If this place ends up being where the circle is, I might end up killing those enemies because I'll be at a higher level by the time I come back here. But as of right now, no. Now normally you only get 1 grapple hook, but I do have a relic ability that lets me get a second one. Ulcerated Tree Spirit, do not care about that one. Not gonna be fighting that. But you got better things to kill. Now what is in here? If this is a Leonin Misbegotten, I wouldn't mind killing it, but if it's like Lendel Knights, then no. It is Lendel Knights. Like, they're not hard to kill, it's just time consuming because there's 3 of them. And these are kind of meant for more day 1 than day 2. As you saw right there, I did just get an extra flask back, and honestly, I don't know what triggers that. I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't figured that one out yet. But I do have a couple other relic abilities. One is when I use my ultimate, it actually spawns in this like pool of fire that you might have already seen. And I'll show you guys my relics at the end of the run, which hopefully it's after a victory. It should be, assuming I'm not being shit at the game. Let's go pick up the boiled prawn. We're gonna kill this boss. Now, all filled bosses are kind of meant for day 2, as I mentioned earlier. Actually, most filled bosses. The ones that have the icons, these ones spawn in at the start of day 2, telling you like these are meant for day 2. There are some filled bosses out there that are kind of meant for day 1, but the game doesn't really tell you that, which is kind of annoying. So I just like ignore all filled bosses. I should be two-handing my weapon. Because yeah, as you can see, this guy has a lot of health. It just depends on the boss as well. Like, if I'm fighting like a Deathless bird, as a field boss, or like an ulcerated tree spirit. Some bosses that are just like obnoxious to fight and hard to read their movesets. It's not really worth it, but like some simple bosses like this one, or like an Erd Tree Avatar, a Tree Sentinel, they're not going to be the worst things. But the reward for these guys is always pretty high. You always get a bunch of runes every time you fight one of these field bosses. But you can very well just do a complete entire run without actually killing a single one, and you'll be fine, and you wouldn't be that risky as well. But even then, if you die a couple times in solo mode, you're still going to be perfectly fine. It will like waste a bit of time, but as long as you end up finishing around about level 11 or 12, then you should be okay. This guy is so annoying. I hate fighting these guys. They don't have a second phase as well, so they constantly do this first phase and just constant charging back and forth, and it's obnoxious. So yeah, the other church ended up being in the circle, so that's fine. We can actually take our time and clear out this guy, and maybe clear out the fort that's next to us. I take another stance break. I should use my ultimate to get my stance break, but it's not going to do much damage because he's like really resistant to fire. I can jump those attacks. These guys are like 80% resistant to fire damage, so it's kind of annoying. I'm not sure if the resistances are still the exact same in this game compared to Elden Ring, but they should be similar at least. Purple weapons, that's fantastic. We might just go with the Anspear Rapier because like Rot is really good. Can't go wrong with status effects in this game. Especially when you don't have unoptimized builds. Or when you have unoptimized builds. Okay, we don't need the regular starting greatsword anymore. We can get rid of that. Yeah, this gives me FP or HP restorations on attacks. Do I still have my stone sword key? No, I already used that. That's right. True. Just gonna hit up that Evergel. But the symbol next to that perk right there where it has like that hand symbol, that means you have to have it in your hands to actually gain the effect of that buff. Otherwise, you can just have it sitting in your inventory. Please let me climb this. Thank you. I'm not going to bother clearing out this area. It's not worth it. It's just probably going to be like a golem. It's going to give me nothing. Let's go around to the circle. Go hit up that church. I actually might hit up the... There's 2 poison ruins right ahead. I think in the poison ruins it spawns in the perfumers as a boss, I believe, which is not too bad. And giving a chance of a poison weapon might be okay, but I already have a rot weapon, so it doesn't really... I don't really need it. I have a poison weapon here too. I'll chuck this weapon into the offhand so I can actually like benefit of getting the FP regen on attacks. I completely forgot about hitting up the middle section. We might do that. It's like slightly in the circle, but I should be okay. Because when I attack this middle building, castle thing, I like to attack it from the bottom. There are like some bosses up top, but it's either like a bunch of like trolls shooting a bunch of these projectile attacks, which is like really annoying. And at the bottom, it's like always secluded. It's easy to kill the boss, and it leads directly into a talisman, like a guaranteed talisman too. And there is a buff also that lets you get more rune acquisition. Ended up just scraping it in. Please let me grapple. Thank you. These trees right here, when you interact with them for like a short period of time, you get some boosted amounts of rune acquisition, and you just end up fighting the boss that's here. And it's a bell-bearing hunter. So yeah, the ones with the red eyes are pretty challenging, and this whole like middle building is meant for day 2 because yeah, as you can see, the bosses hit really hard. And even then, it's still going to be like the most challenging part of the map because yeah, even at level 8, the damage ain't really quite there. So it's kind of meant for like an end of day 2 type of thing. You get like at least level 10. So sometimes it's not completely worth it. Ow. I should have time to heal here and then dodge. We're good. Shoot with the AoE. Now this boss, you can actually cheese this boss pretty easily by like just baiting out the shield slamming attacks. You just like stand behind him, and he should theoretically do a whole bunch of shield slamming attacks. Not that one. That's the AoE. He's not giving me what I want. Do the thing that I want you to do. Never mind. We have time. The circle just closed in, so we can take our time here. Got a stance break. I'll go use my ultimate here. Stance break him again. Okay. Every single grab attack in this game does actually do... It has that purple effect. And with that purple effect, you actually can dodge in towards it, and it'll do like a special specific dodge. It didn't actually work for me there because I didn't actually dodge in the correct direction, but it kind of works like a Mikiri counter from Sekiro. So when you actually dodge directly in towards it, it does this unique front flipping animation, and it does a bit of stance damage and gives you ultimate charge. So yeah, and that's for all grab attacks in the game. So if you ever notice why the grab attacks light up purple, it's because it's an indication that you can dodge in towards it to do like the Mikiri counter. I forgot what the actual name of it is called, but okay, I got hit by that and I wasted my passive life. That's fine. Can you stop being like this? If I died here, I still have plenty of time to kill him, and as I mentioned before, the boss is still going to have the same amount of health. See if I can do it here. Yeah, see how like I just dodged behind him? I like iframed, dodged, teleported behind him or something? Yeah, and it makes it actually easier to dodge grab attacks. So like if the hippo does that charge and grab attack, you can actually dodge it a lot more consistently. And it just gives you ultimate charge. Ooh. A gold weapon. This is why we come here. Okay, Gargoyle's Blackblade is actually really good too. And improved damage when two-handing. Ooh, but having a gold weapon, damage negation up while casting spells. Like the Eclipse Shuttle sucks normally because obviously the damage is mid and the skill is awful, but like just having a high damage incur sort of is nice. But I'll go with the Gargoyle's Blackblade because, you know, we're using the Wylder, so... And the skill is actually pretty useful because it does damage over time. We'll get rid of this bad boy. Put this here. I don't know why I have that there. Unfortunately, there's Crucible Knights in this building, so therefore we have to deal with the Crucible Knight being here. If there's Banished Knights in this castle instead... okay, we actually didn't have enough time as I thought. But the Talisman should be in this chest right here, so it should be a guaranteed Talisman. I go with the Claw Talisman, I guess. I didn't do the Poise Talisman anymore because I'm going to be fighting like larger bosses at this point. But normally I like to come here a bit earlier and fight that... There's another boss just outside that gate on the opposite side. And you can kill that boss pretty easily and get another boss drop. We're at level 10, which is honestly not that good. Not optimal. But if we end up getting to the Nightlord boss at around about level 12, then that's pretty fine. I wasted a lot of time running around. I actually completely forgot to go hit up that church. Thankfully, it's on the way. And I spent a lot of time in that bell-bearing hunter. I probably would have been better off if I just didn't do that. That's okay. That's okay. We ended up getting all the flasks that we need. Also, you gotta make sure before like the circle starts to close in that you're not like fighting an enemy that you know is gonna take a while and you have to like chase yourself away from the rain and there's like no grace nearby. So you gotta make sure that there's a grace next to where the final circle is gonna be so you can at least like heal yourself up before you get there. Like in this instance, I can like probably freely, safely fight this boss fight because even if I take too long, there's a grace right in front of me. This guy does not have much health, so we can try and get a blade proc and a stance break. Although these bosses does have like a stupid amount of poise for some reason. Give me a blade proc game. Okay, there's a stance break. That should be it. Okay, whatever game. I'll use my skill here. And again, don't dodge this, please. He actually jumped over it. That's crazy. I never knew they could do that. Okay. Let's just quickly pick whatever the hell this thing is up. Physical damage negation, just quickly. I was never going to pick up any weapons anyway, so unless it was like something gold or some shit, which it wasn't going to be because it lit up blue. So just pick up the buff and go. Even if it was something useless like poise, just pick it up anyway. Because I'm not going to have time to mess around in the storm. I don't want to waste too much health for this final day 2 fight. Anyway, level 11 before the final day 2 is not that bad. Okay, that's okay. Cool. What do we have here? Okay, Misbegotten. I think Misbegotten actually ends up meaning the Crucible Knight and the Hippo. So one of the more challenging fights. Well, that's good. I actually wanted to actually fight a pretty challenging end of day boss, so you guys can get a better understanding as to how challenging the thing actually really is. Oh my god, the most obnoxious delayed attack in the world. Please stop that. That was annoying. And I do have my parrying shield too. Hell yeah. You know, for the sake of like not parrying him and showing off the gameplay, we're not gonna do that. Let's go raw damage. Because not everyone's gonna have a parry shield if they end up coming towards a boss like this. Because not everyone's gonna start off with a Wylder and guarantee a buckler parry. So we'll fight him the good old-fashioned way. But obviously, like, the one-on-one Crucible Knight fight is perfectly fine. It's only when, like, the Hippo actually spawns in. I was focusing too much on the other guy. That's okay. This should heal me up pretty close to full. See, there's a grab attack that the Hippo does. I can just dodge in towards it, and it's, like, very easy. Get that counter. Now, I already was at full ultimate charge, so I can use the ultimate here and get both of them. Should get a stance break on both, yeah. We'll focus more on this guy, because he's already weak. Do a fully charged heavy attack. Should kill him up there. That relic ability came in clutch. Another obnoxious delayed attack. This guy does not have much poise at all, so like he should get stance broken like pretty quickly. Like he should get stance broken right here. Yeah. He only has 80 poise. I'm just gonna use skills. Interesting. So it turns out enemies have to be on the ground to actually get hit by that attack. Oh, gold pickled foulfoot. I was too late. I was too late for the gold pickled foulfoot. A gold. It gave me another Wending Grace. That's crazy. What are the chances? You know what? For the sake of this run and for realism, I'm not going to pick that up. That's like my 5th time I've ever gotten one. I'm not going to pick it up, but yeah, if you manage to get one, obviously pick it up. That's like an extra life. But I ain't going to buy another one at the shop because you can guarantee the 2. So I'll just go with the damage negation instead. Just to showcase a more realistic approach. Well, I haven't even died a single time, and honestly, I don't expect to die to the boss. I'm not gonna lie. Might pop my passive, but if I do more than that. Now, one thing I always recommend to do is purchase a Wending Grace before you actually level up. Even if it means that you can't level up, it's always more important to get another Wending Grace. I'm not sure if you even have enough. I do have enough, cool. Level 12 is fine. Level 12 is kind of on average, like 11 and 12 is on average where I end up finishing the final day boss. Obviously, ideally you want to be a bit higher. I kind of messed around a bit at the end of the second day. Could have done a bit more. And if you're playing with some modifiers like a Shifting Earth event, then, or you end up getting like any randomized just encounter, you can end up getting a lot more runes. Like if you get like a Nightlord boss to invade you and you end up killing it, or Morgat to invade you, you're like so set for the run. It gives you a really powerful buff and many runes. And as it's doing a Shifting Earth modifier. So if you're doing one of those things, you could just easily be at least level 13 every time. Okay, we're going to lead off with the Scarlet Rot. We're just going to refuse to make a deal because any single time we go for an extra buff, it just has like a negative side effect and it's just not worth it. So, actually, I'll go for a stance break first instead because it gives me guaranteed charged heavy attacks off here. Go for a third one. Actually, it didn't let me go for a third one. That's fine. Okay, so gotta watch out for those AoEs. As soon as you see him, you have to still wait like a little bit before you can dodge them. I like rolled right in towards that. Just like that. You can't actually dodge it straight away. I kind of messed up a little bit. So his stance probably recovered, so I can't get a stance break now. Gonna do it again. Oh, never mind. His stance was recovered. Give me the critical attack, please. And now we can switch to the Ansper Rapier, try and get a Rot proc. You can strafe those. If you like strafe to the left for a lot of attacks, you actually can just straight up dodge them. Yeah, there's the Rot proc. I'll save my ultimate for the second phase, when he does like a stupid attack, because it's always guaranteed. I forgot to go get a bow for this thingy. We have the grapple hook, so it shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Can just run in towards them. Okay, now he's gonna go Super Saiyan mode and go crazy, so focus on dodging now. I think I messed that dodge. We use an ultimate here. I forgot to run backwards, but whatever. I could have just run backwards, but this iframe dodge it. If there's like a stupid attack that you know you can't dodge, you save your ultimate for those purposes. Get out of that one. We don't want to dodge that, because we can't. Grapple back into him. I wish I had that other relic ability active. Should have equipped it instead. Doesn't matter. Would have helped buff my damage by a little bit. He's gonna do it again. I can't. I'm probably not gonna have time, so let's go for this. Trying to go for a stance break at least. Or just at least more damage. Whatever. But now, because I didn't actually destroy the relics, because like the more he does that attack, dodge that please, nice. The more relics actually end up spawning in, or sigils, not relics. So it gets harder and harder every time he does it. So I just didn't even bother that time. Just go for damage. Just gotta wait a little second. Be not greedy and spam the dodges. Dodge. Now he does like an attack that you can strafe here every single time. You're gonna strafe to the left and get like a guaranteed like hard hitting attack off. Should be an easy GG. I might be able to get my ultimate back beforehand. Get another skill off. Be greedy here, why not? Cool. He didn't do that crazy like... Okay, I almost died there. And I had my ultimate too. He didn't do that crazy madness effect that basically means you have to run around and pick up all those little items on the ground to counteract it. He didn't do that attack. But even if he did, it would have been fine. And I had a couple extra lives to spare there too. There you go, there's a Deathless run. And at level 12 when I made the boss look pretty easy. Could have been at level 10 or 11 and it would have been perfectly fine as well. So yeah, you guys let me know if that looked too challenging to you. Obviously there's going to be like some amount of effort. You're not going to just walk into solo mode first, try and just kill the boss. But yeah, you guys let me know. That's pretty much it for this one. Catch you guys in the next. See ya.